I was gonna say, so if anybody didn't want their fit photo on Facebook, then thank you, I totally respect you. But anybody that does want to chit chat and chime in, this is a fun day. So we want you just to have a great time. There's no pressure, no fun, no rules. This is just connecting together through our favorite thing, which is beads. All right, live on Facebook.
40 inches, you're putting a zip tie on.
Yeah, except it doesn't always, like this one.
Yeah.
40 wasn't it at all.
Yeah.
That was 40 words.
Oops.
So this is going along the entire length.
Yeah.
And we're zip tying it into this.
Yeah.
Okay.
And usually, I was, you know. So.
All right, we're sharing on our page, and then we want to pick Upper Midwest Bead Society.
For the same purpose, and I think this will be stronger, but how?
I have a photo up of the butterfly beads that she uses to make
Yay,
them,
super. All right,
but
let's
not the
check
necklace.
another one.
Well, I don't know, this was just what I would say. So
Come on.
But I don't like how it's rolling. It just looks like it's gonna.
Bead Society. Go live, come on.
You know what I mean? You know what it is. Hopefully, what's it called?
Come on, third time's a charm. You've now verified it's me.
Once this is filled.
I think are live.
Woo, yay! Thank you for joining us, everybody. We're so darn excited that you keep cutting me out.
Nope, we just got.
Yeah,
cut off
I'm
again.
restarting it again.
Oh my goodness.
Come on, Senior Center. I'm connected. I'm live streamed.
And you will attach to one of these.
We're gonna do this. It's gonna be great. Welcome, everybody. Happy Saturday. Oh my gosh, thanks for joining us today. We're so excited that you could all join, whether you have been peace ringing it already, but let's connecting live today in one way or the other, whether you're on Facebook, whether you're here at the Edina Senior Center, or whether you're Zooming with us. We're just so darn excited, and I love your backdrop, Bernie. Oh my gosh, I feel the waves, I feel the beach. We're just so darn excited. How did this happen?
Thanks. It just,
Turn my phone
I needed
off.
to change from the desert.
How am I getting feedback? Where am I getting that from? Anybody understand?
Desert.
So you want to roll song right now?
Confused, but if any technical people understand this, I appreciate y'all. Welcome to our Let's Connect. We are so close to our peace ring final date. But before we get to that, our Upper Midwest Bead Society already has so much fun going on with what's going on our normal schedule. And so if you're a member, I think we got cut out again. Let's double check.
So it's been more than 40 inches, so another zip tie is needed. Maybe.
Oh, that's what I was.
So our normal schedule, we have upcoming for July 6th, Mandy Olani. She is amazing seed bead artisan, and she has so many beautiful beaded designs, so many followers all over the place, traditional beadwork and really unique. So I really encourage you all to come back from your 4th of July holiday and come to our Monday night meeting. It's July 6th here at the Edina Senior Center. That's where we are here today. And the senior center has this great room for us in the summertime, and it's classroom number 2. It can fit like 40 people. So come on down after your warm day in the sun and join us for in-person beading. Starts at 4 o'clock, and then our meeting starts with show and tell at 6 o'clock that day, and then Mandy will go on at 6:30. Otherwise, we also have Lisa Dooley doing our Let's Be Live on July 13th. And that's going to be a really fun butterfly project. Hannah, do you have a picture of Lisa's project? It uses the new butterfly beads that Starman has.
Unfortunately, I don't have a picture of her new project.
You have the cool new butterfly beads?
I thought I did. Oh, here they are. Sorry, technical
No
difficulties today.
worries. I'm just staring off at the beach. I'm just
There we
kind of
go.
in that same vein with you all here.
So these are the butterfly beads that have come out pretty recently, and Lisa has made a really neat necklace using them, and we'll get that up on the website pretty shortly and also on our Facebook page so you can see what the necklace actually looks like. It's really pretty, but I don't have a photo of it yet, unfortunately. So anyway,
Yeah.
there's the specialty beads. They look a little bit like peanut beads, but they're a little flatter and they're a little wider and they're really cool. And her necklace is so beautiful.
It really, the seed beads, I believe they're 11 rounds and 15 and so they really accent nicely. It makes a great chain or a bracelet or just a really nice, delicate, um, a fun design. So that's a free project that we put on, and you'll be able to download the pattern. And she probably will have kits as well. So that way you can get everything to go. And we're just so excited that maybe you're here to bead and connect with us. Our Peace Ring project is gaining so much momentum. Japan just had their giant connection, and they had it in 3 different cities because of the hurricane that blew in. And so they couldn't all get together. So they had one in Hiroshima, they had one in Tokyo, and then another one again in, I'm not exactly sure which city. I'm trying to follow it all on my Instagram overnight. And so those boxes are coming our way to Lotus Beads and Jewelry. And we're going to have a giant connection there as well. And so on June 21st at Lotus Beads and Jewelry, we're going to have an amazing connection as well. So it's a party from 5 to 8. You can connect just like here, but they'll have more food and drinks and fun games. So that's at the Mall of America. So if you're hanging out around on summer solstice, the longest day of the year, Father's Day, bring your whole family and come on down and join us. And I want to show you what these great people are doing back here. We are here, spotlight. So right behind me, we have our station, and we have Shelly and Roberta. I'm gonna get my camera going closer here. So everybody in the room has got stations. And so we have people making our rings. We got people connecting our rings. And then we have people reinforcing over here. Say hi, guys. And so I know it's a beautiful day outside, but we're having a peaceful beat in over here. And I hope you're at home beating too. And so we're connecting these. So then once we have one chain, all done, all connected, reinforced so that it's triply strong, then we're adding it to wire with zip ties every meter so that we can have it measured. And then we're putting it on our handy dandy hose reels. So just in case you didn't know what to do with your extra hose reel, they work really good for winding up your piece chains.
Yeah, I would have thought of that.
Oh, yeah.
You know, exactly. So we've got it doubly crimped. We've got our swivel lobster clasp on there, wrapped up on there, and it's got a crank, the handle, so that all you gotta do is crank it up. And so we're hoping that we can fit a whole lot of meters on there. Because at the moment I have three of them, and so to fit a mile. I think I'm gonna have to go buy a couple more. Because,
So much.
well, exactly. Japan had measured and they said at the Tokyo branch that instead of just 1/3 of the mile, they measured 540 was their goal. And they said they got 720. So we are just so surprised that, once you start beating, you just get going and going and going and going, you know.
So,
Yeah.
so how much do we have so far?
Um, sorry, I had to have a wonderful ginger cookie. Thanks, Jan, for the sustenance.
Wait.
So at Lotus Beads and Jewelry, we have measured 411 meters. And so if you look at the meter reader in the window, then you'll see the Japan's up there and that Lotus Beads and Jewelry, and it's hanging from the ceiling all over Lotus. And so it's so exciting to see it all hang. But the ceiling tiles, we're kind of at the weight limit at Lotus on what those ceiling tiles can take. So we have hanging from the ceiling tiles 378 meters. So the other meters we have wrapped up, and then we bring in here so that we can connect to the wire again. So we're trying to not have the ceiling collapse anywhere, and we're trying not to have our chain collapse. So if you're out there beading with us, make sure you reinforce really well. Use double thread if you can, or maybe, just go around and around and around and knot again and again. Fire line tends to slide out of knots. So make triple knots, go around again, make some more double knots, just make them super secure. I know that the piece process is very fragile and the piece chain is a little fragile. So we appreciate everything you're doing. And so I'm going to remove my spotlight. And so thanks for joining us, Kim. I really appreciate you coming on in. And since this is a wonderful, peaceful summer, what is one thing that you wish for peaceful that you're trying to spread peaceful words about?
Oh my God, just acceptance. Yeah, just acceptance.
Well, I think that it's something that we all we're in this together. And
Yeah, we sure are, want to or not, right?
you know, and so and I know that it's big enough for us all.
And then I've got another one.
And it's everyone is doing such interesting things with making sure that, one part of the piece chain. Okay, we're stuck, Roberta. We're not
Here, I'll come
we're
on.
falling off the table here.
Yeah. Should we go over here? Oh, wait.
No worries.
And
And so then every 9 feet, every 3 meters, we're doing a different color zip tie. So we're zip tying the piece chain to our 7-strand bead-alon wire. Bead-alon is just the most grooviest folks on the planet. I wanted to know what was structurally the best to hang the world's longest piece chain. Like if you had a mile of something, what would you hang it on? So I went with, my favorite wire company, and then Meredith talked to her people and they came up with this. So we have 1,000-foot spools. So we're wiring it on there, and then I'm zip tying it every 9 meters with the colorful one. So then that's where we know where there's a person going to be as we stretch it out to measure it. And then we have a clear one, every single one. So I just want to double check, Roberta, that we've got we're doing
We
every,
got one pink and now the second.
see, I mean, what a great system. We accidentally bought clear zip ties and it's working out so perfect. Shelley actually does everything on purpose. So she was just, you put all these great minds together and you never know what we can come up with. So anything that you guys can come up with to help our grand connection go better, we're having all these connections here, and we have a mile to connect, a mile to reinforce, and a mile to wind up. So send in your piece chains now if you're working on them. Finish up what you're doing and send them on in, and then come on down and help us.
Been good? You look all tan and energetic.
And so, yeah, we got all kinds of fun people. I think Roberta's been in her garden.
Yeah, no kidding.
You're all tan and like good energy. Have you been spending it in your garden or where?
Walking dogs.
Walking dogs. Oh, puppy love. That'll totally brighten anybody's summer.
Also,
Puppy
cutting down
love.
trees in my yard.
I just cutting trees down. You've been cutting trees down?
Yeah.
Wow.
Tall ones, yes.
Good, great.
Wow.
Done that in my yard.
What have you been doing this year? Hannah, what have you been doing this summer?
I'm turning into my.
Well, I've been doing piece chain stuff, obviously. And I just got back from Chicago. We have a couple of comments on Facebook. Terry says that she is sorry she can't be there to help right now, but she's keeping on making rings and will ship them to you at the end of the month.
Woohoo!
And Gail says that she's with us in spirit. She's running her garage sale. So I told her to sell everything.
Nice, sell everything, but keep your beads.
Right. Yes.
That is so super duper. And so, sorry, these cookies are really good, Jam. I didn't eat breakfast before I came. So a ginger snap is just perfect. Bernie, what have you been doing this summer? Hanging at the beach? I love your picture. I tell you, I can just hear the waves in my ears, the wind.
Right now.
I know.
Thanks, Rochelle. We've been pretty busy. I know Hannah probably told you we do these tableaus. So for what was that last one? Memorial Day? I lose track of where they are. Anyway, we did a small replica of the memorial wall for the house MIAs from, Vietnam with our skeletons. So we put 2 walls. We have a bunch of names that we took off the wall and put them on there. And so, yeah, that was pretty intense trying to get that all done. And now we're already working on our next one for the July.
Nice.
Yeah, we
Well, I
bought a
hope
boat.
you have good weather for it because
But we have
Here,
hot
it's-
weather,
oh.
which is why I want to go to the beach.
I definitely relate. But we've got our nice, beautiful, the rain came in last night, cooled it all down. So today is probably one of those 10 perfect days in Minnesota
Oh.
that no one could complain about. You
Right.
know, the reason why everyone moves to San Diego is because it's 75 and sunny
Yep.
with blue skies. So
Yep.
that's today in Minnesota. So I totally understand if anybody's not here.
Can I?
Barbara, what are you up to?
Well, first of all, this is my first time being here, but I don't know who you are because your name
Hi.
just says Upper Midwest Bead Society.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm Rochelle. I'm the event coordinator, the month that does all the monthly events for our bead society.
Okay, thank you.
And
And
I'm part of the coordination of the world's longest peace chain as well.
right, no, I'm aware of the peace chain from other groups, but I'm glad to hear your explanation and enthusiasm. It was just that I had no idea who you are, and
Oh, I'm
and I
so sorry.
and I couldn't get on earlier, and finally I had to put in the meeting ID code. It wouldn't connect. So if there was a meeting that you had, I think I missed it. So I didn't know what, where, or whatever.
I love it. And so sorry. Yes, I did start that way, or at least I tried to. I'm a Saturday morning, so sometimes my brain's a little foggy.
Okay,
But
thank you.
yeah, we for some odd reason, I'm part of every part of the Peace Chain Project. And so I'm part of Team Toho as well, that started the project in
Oh,
2015. At Beat and Button Show, we were teaching people, well, actually 2014, we were teaching people how to make those diamonds of the desert earrings, the brick stitch earrings. They're like a diamond, and it's a traditional Native American stitch. And one of the Starman trendsetters had done it in cool, like desert colors. So they called them diamonds of the desert. So we
ah,
were teaching people at our Team Toho booth, like 300 people, how to make these earrings. And it's a brick stitch. So you just decrease, decrease, decrease to a
right.
point. And so at my like 400th person, they're like, because we're just decreasing, they're like, well, what do you do if you increase? So I'm like, well, let's find out. So I did the exact same thing with the two drop, ladder stitch with the increase, and then I increased, increased, increased. And then that's how the piece ring stitch actually came up. And so I'm
Are
gonna
you?
spotlight
Yeah,
here.
show it to me because I can't.
Yeah, I'm gonna spotlight it
Oh,
here. So the piece ring stitch is actually a zigzag stitch that has
oh,
two beads high and three columns in each row. So you start a ladder stitch with two beads and then two beads and two beads, and then you do a brick stitch jump up of four beads and then add two more, and you keep going and going in this. And so we'll put up the pattern here. I'm sure Hannah can find it.
that would be great. I would appreciate it because
Give me
Um,
just a second and I'll go put it.
I couldn't follow that at all. I mean, I
yeah,
can't.
no
I know.
worries.
Right.
No worries. That's a really quick
Got
explanation
it.
for going in a whole lot of circles.
Got it.
And then you use a figure eight to connect it all. And it was actually created with the Toho Aiko bead, size 11. So
Yes.
that way, when you create it, they actually, whoops, here we go. This one here, they'll stack on top of each other. So that way, one ring will stack on top of the other ring. And I forgot to wear my braceless bracelet that had 15 of them on.
I have it
Sorry.
whenever you're ready.
Well, I don't want to take over the meeting.
No,
That's not.
no, no. This is what we're here for. This is the whole point,
But
is
I
we
have a
want to
quick.
encourage you to so that's why we came up with the Peace Ring Project,
I
was
see.
because of people's willingness to learn and to connect with others. And so a year later, we're teaching 500 people how to make peace rings.
I see.
And so then it only takes like a half an hour to make a little ring. It's not a big month-long project. It's not a huge commitment. It only takes a half a gram to make one ring. So that was the idea, is make a ring or make two or three and then give them away to friends. And this is how you connect with people. And so that way, the Toho Bead Company in Japan came up with this in 2015, the Peace Ring Project. So you make a ring, you take a picture of your ring, and then post on social media something positive about, anything to outweigh all the negative. And then hashtag Toho Peace Ring. And then tag the company, Toho Beads. And then they will donate yen to the peace charity in Japan for every hashtag through the year. So they've been doing this since 2015 for every hashtag through the year for this project. And every year we've kind of tried to make it a little more fun for you so that way you're not just doing the same old thing. So that's why we came up with the Eternal Hope for Peace bracelet. So you make a peace ring big enough for your wrist, and then you have a friend sew it on you. So it's a permanent bracelet. It never ever comes off. So this one I've had on almost 6 years. This one I've had on 4 years. This one I put on a year and a half ago when I was in Japan. And so that way, or you can make awareness ribbons. If you take one peace ring and then fold it over instead of connecting it as a ring, then you can make it into a awareness ribbon. So we've been making we have the pattern written out in the 2 colorway. So then you could make flags, awareness. We started this 4.5 years ago when the Ukraine war started, and Alexander Sidorenko translated the pattern into Ukrainian for us, and then mapped it out so that way, sorry, it's moving. That way you could create the stripe or any cancer awareness. That's the whole idea. So when you're doing the ring with the cylinder beads, they come out the same every time. But you can do them with any beads. You could do it with round beads. The pink ones here are round beads. But the Peace Chain Project, we changed the rules because the peace rings are kind of complicated and a little bit more difficult maybe of a stitch for people and usually have small beads. We didn't want people to have to work that hard. And so we opened up the project to every bead on the planet. So you can use any bead, any shape, do any stitch you want. If you want to make peyote stitches, you can do peyote stitch. If you want to do daisy chain, you can do daisy chain. If you want to sting it straight and use cute letter beads and spell stuff, you can do that too. Just no stretchy string because the weight of everything, it would break. So that's the idea, is that we invited the whole world to help. So Toho Japan, the bead manufacturer, is one of our main sponsors. So they are hoping that you'll connect together through your love of beading. Because we didn't want to limit to anybody, we asked the Japanese government to ask everyone in Japan to help us out with this project. And so they had schools, they had different beading associations working on this project. And so we said any stitch, any bead. So you could use plastic, glass, wood. We just don't recommend metal because they're too heavy. But otherwise, any chain that you want to make, between 1 to 3 inches and link them together. That way you're linked to us, we're linked to you, and we're connecting the whole world together through our whole, just, our positive goodwill is the idea. So our love for beading. And so that's why we've been doing this for so long. So the world's longest peace chain came about for our 10-year anniversary a year and a half ago. And that's why we are just like, well, let's go bigger, 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 bigger. So I know it sounds a little crazy, but the Mall of America actually donated the whole rotunda space. The Lotus Beads and Jewelry is one of our other sponsors. And they are at the Mall of America on the north side in the North Garden. And I work at Lotus Beads and Jewelry as well at the mall. And so that's why they jumped on our cause. And They are donating everything, the whole rotunda, the acoustic system, with all the lights and all the videos and everything. So, but the only thing is, we need your help to measure it. We need your help to finish connecting it all together. I mean, as you can see, all these people are working hard behind me, doing all this wonderful stuff, and we need your help to finish doing all this. So it sounds like a lot of work. A lot of work. Take it from Shelly. I'll show you her beautiful face. She's really excited over here. And so look at this pile that we've got going over here.
Look at this, I'm connecting this one.
Thank you so much, Kim. And we
Is that
totally
one long?
appreciate-
Is that a long? I'm so confused. Is that what you're showing us, Shelley? Is that one long chain?
Yep.
It is one long chain, yeah.
Okay, so it's individual rings or that you're connecting. Am I understanding this
These are
correctly?
individual rings.
Yes, ma'am. Yep. You make a ring and then you
And then-
connect it to your friend's ring, to the next ring, to the next ring. Just like the old paper chains we used to do when we were
Yep.
kids.
I see. Okay.
And
Oh
then.
my God.
And then,
And each one is beaded between 1 to 3 inches long. And so
here's more of that chain.
There's more of
Same
that
thing.
chain.
This
There
is
you go.
connected to that. I just ran out of room on that one.
Yep.
And it's all connected to what Nagam is connecting.
Yep. And so, because
back
people have
here.
been making these chains and turning them in, sending them in from all over. I've got, let's see, this package here just got sent in to me. And so at Lotus Beads. And so this was for my cousin in North Carolina. And so I've roped my whole family into this. Everybody I know, all my friends, anybody that'll listen. Because look at, yeah, this is what we have to connect.
Yep.
If you send in 2 feet of chain, then I'll connect it to this, to connect it to that, and then we'll wind it up on our spool. And then we'll bring it to the Mall of America and then connect to the beads that Japan sent and then the reel at the Mall of America. So we want a mile long. So that is 1,610 meters.
Yeah.
Is 1 mile. So that's our goal. If you had 1-inch rings, that would be 700,000 rings.
Meters and beat.
So when people send you their
Okay.
rings, then you're connecting them how? You're beating another ring to connect them?
Yes, ma'am, we sure are. We have to, so that's what Nagam is doing right there. She's making rings and then connecting right there. And that's what Roberta's doing, is making rings,
That's what I'm
connecting
doing.
there. That's what Shelley's doing. Is, so once we run out of, it's okay, gravity wins. They have to make a ring to then connect it. So, that's why we're here on a Saturday afternoon for 4 hours, connecting.
I see. So this is okay. So this, and I'm following, that was a lot of information. I was going to say, wow, in the middle of this.
I know, sorry.
I couldn't keep up, but I'm familiar with this because I belong to other beading groups. So, I mean, this wasn't foreign to me, just nobody's explained it as beautifully as you. And
Oh.
you're also very at the center of it. So you have the knowledge of Japan and the Lotus where you are. I mean, you're the connection to explain how this all connects, because it really wasn't clear. I'm not sure anybody else that isn't part of your world understood exactly where this all came from. Certainly no one knew that you contacted the Japanese government. I mean,
Yeah, well, it's a little strange, but like here in America, all of our bead societies, like Diane Fitzgerald started
Right.
our bead society in 1989. But in Japan, all the societies are run by the government. So the Japanese Beading
Oh.
Association is a governmental organization. You have hierarchies and levels and tests that you have to pass
Oh
in
my
order to be a
gosh.
teacher, in order to be moving up and moving up. And so And they're a lot of my friends, and they're other teachers and colleagues of mine, and I've taught for them a couple times. And so I really wanted their help because there's hundreds and hundreds of influential members. And then, of course, in Japan, the Toho Bead Company is based in Hiroshima. So that's where, in 1951, um, uh, Iji Yamanaka and his wife Ayako started the whole Toho Bead Company after they came back from the war and their whole world was destroyed. They wanted to bring color back to the world. So they learned how to make glass and they started the glass company. And so Toho Beads has been running the same way ever since 1951. So the grandson of Ichiji Yamanaka is Iwasan. He's running it now, and he'll be coming here in August, and he's our Grand Connection judge. So he's measuring everything, and so he'll be at the Mall of America. So they're one of our big sponsors because they started this with us 25 years ago when we started Team Toho, just with the American distributors and, artisans wanting to bead together at the shows and spread the love of beading. So then we just worked it into more of a peace project online because that's where we've been for the last so many years. And it's really connected the world around in a huge way that we never thought would happen, or could have foreseen. And so it's,
I have two more questions for you. Is that okay?
yes, ma'am, go away. I mean, I've got nothing else to do today except for
Well,
talk to you.
three questions. Before I forget, tell me about your earrings.
I'm so excited. And so we love, and this is one of our great conversations today. So, I'm a crafting ADDer. I love fabric. I love everything. So I have all this great plaid fabric around. So if you take your favorite plaid fabric and cut out the interior of it, leave yourself an inch on each side of the pattern, then do a beaded basting stitch loosely down the center of the plaid. Then when you pull it at the bottom, it'll scrunch up. And then after you wear them for a year or two or three, they naturally fray and get kind of crazy and fuzzy wuzzy. And so they're light as a feather, but usually I start with like a multiple hole bead at the top so that you have an accent and then you can come and go through it. But just a few beads all the way through, give it enough weight. And so then they're sparkly and fun. So it's one of the classes that I teach at Lotus Beads and Jewelry.
And when you say plaid, I'm not a sewer. Is that the name of the fabric?
Yes, your plaid fabric, just like, your Scottish plaids, all those like wool skirts have that plaid. So they're crisscross in a square.
Well, plaid to me is like a design. Is it also
Well,
is
it's
that
a
what it is?
structure. It's how they weave the
Oh, I didn't
fabric
know that. I
together.
see.
Yeah, and that's how they're woven. And so
Oh,
that way, the main structure of the threads are in a square. So that way, if you just cut out the center of that square, you're leaving the structural integrity of your building, like the shell. And then you're just letting those shell fray to the wind as kind of go.
okay. So that's why you specifically said plaid. I mean, you can't just
You,
say any other
yeah, or
fabric. It has to be that way.
yeah,
I see.
yeah, you could probably use an intertwined paisley, but plaids do the best. So if you cut out that red square, but then you bead along these yellow and black lines, then you have a couple arms just sticking out here and there. So leave your diamond and then the diamonds at the top, but then have a couple arms and legs sticking out
Right.
for fun.
But is plaid like, is that a trademark company or anybody, fabric
Any
company can make
plaid
plaid? Okay,
Any
it's
plaid fabric,
got
it
it,
works geometrically.
got it.
And then because if you take a square, turn it on its edge, you now have a diamond. So then a diamond in gravity will fold downward. So it's kind of geometry mixed with gravity,
I
mixed with
see. Right.
just having lots of scraps laying around because I like to sew and make stuff.
Right. So like I'm not a quilter, but I was with someone who's a master quilter. And I had no idea. Like, to somebody who doesn't sew, I just thought, oh, you just stitch this thing. And she's like, oh my gosh, there's all these patterns. There's all this, there's like a whole world, which I never knew. Like, I just like, oh, I thought you just take little pieces and stitch them together. She's like, oh my gosh, it's like the world of beading, you know? I mean, so thank you.
Mhm.
I had no idea. And the other thing I wanted to ask you is, you answered the question that I had, because I was going to ask you, the bracelet you're wearing, was it stretchy? In other words, I didn't see a clasp. So what
Yeah.
you said is somebody else stitches it together so that it is attached,
Yeah,
and
you need
therefore,
a
right,
friend to sew it
got
on.
it.
I tried to sew this one on myself. I was on the airplane,
Right.
about to get off and embark in Japan. And so I was trying to sew it on really quickly early in the morning. So I didn't do so well. So it's been fraying at that part.
Right.
So granted, it's been on for a year and a half, still fraying and has not broken yet.
Right.
1G thread is my go-to thread for anything. So, but I need a friend to help me resew it and stitch it. But the other ones, like this one I've had on for 6 years, and if your friend sews it on right, then it's really good. But this one actually says peace and Morse code in it.
Ah, okay.
So, but
Okay. And then the rings on your finger, are they also the same concept? It's a ring.
And they are. And so the one here is the traditional peace ring. So that's how it started off as just one ring.
Got it.
And so that way, that's the stitch. That's the traditional peace ring stitch.
Right.
And on our website, there's links and clicks to the pattern and then a really good video. Well, there's a bunch of them, but the one that's on Bobby Bead YouTube channel is professionally done and it's really, really well done. And so that's probably the best. But then the one on top of it is one that was made in 11 O's instead of cylinders. And it was made in a bead that the color is peeling off because it was not a perma finish. But the other one is the cherry blossom ring. It's just a peyote stitch. So this was just showing you that
Wow.
you can do any stitch you want. You don't have to do the piece ring stitch when it comes to the Peace Chain Project.
Got
We
it.
changed all the rules so that you can do any stitch with any beads in the world you want, so that no one has any excuses not to join our project.
Okay. Now I have another question for you, which I'm going to preface, if you may not want to discuss this with me now. So I'm a perpetual beginner beater. I mean, I know how to bead, I make things, but I certainly nowhere your level and not near the level of most people I know, because they do beautiful work. But here's my question, and it has to do with Toho and Mayuki.
Mhm.
So I just have to tell you, I mean, and again, I'm not trying to not be considerate. When I don't buy Toho beads, because to me they're so inconsistent. Mayuki to me is very consistent. So if I buy a tube of 11 OC beads with Mayuki, they're all to me the same. When I buy Toho, they're not. Are you not? Is that something that? And
They
I'm not the only one. I'm
Well,
not the only one.
there's a range of levels of sizing where well the Toho naturally is just larger than Mayuki. Their molds are larger, everything is larger. So they're
Uh,
two different sizes. So a size 11 Mayuki will not look like a size 11 Toho,
right, but what I'm saying,
but in
in
the
the same
realm. And
tube.
so that's where usually a finish might be a little different. So like if they're all silver lines, might be all the same. If they're all opaques, might be all the same. But if it's a matte bead, it might be just a tiny bit smaller, because of the process of it. So there is a slightly smaller variation in some of
No,
them.
I'm talking about within a tube of 11 OC beads, whatever it is, an opaque, a matte, a silver lined, a
Hmm.
metallic, whatever it is. I'm talking about within the tube.
Yeah, I don't usually find that. And so my question to you, is if you do get that extreme, difference in one tube, save your tube and bring it back to the store you got it from so that they can talk to Toho because they do so much consistency in checking that that's one thing they don't want to happen and they don't want to
Okay.
hear that. So
And
they would love to know which batch it was so that then they can double check and make sure and go back and and adjust things and do
and
things
what
like
about
that.
when you buy beads like at a store like Michael's, for example?
Well, I
That
don't
Toho,
trust Michaels as far as I can throw them. So that's where but sometimes what happens is that there is how the glass is made, it is made 80% by hand. So it is still run through down like a chute. So there's like a 30-foot length of glass. So generally, the 25 feet in the middle are really, really, really perfect. And maybe the 5 feet on the end are not so perfect. So they try really hard to call those things out at the factory
got it.
and that kind of thing. And they really, really try hard to do that.
Okay.
So, but that's where I just don't know. I know there are some companies who take things and package things and mix everything together as
Got
well.
it. Okay.
Um, so that's where, I know that if you buy it, directly from a normal store that like, from one of the normal distributors, they
Right.
usually do. So if it was packaged by Toho, it should be good. But if it
Okay.
wasn't, I would still talk to Michael's and then they would go down the chain of it. But some people package their beads themselves.
Right.
So there is one importer in America that we don't work with because he imports everything from everyone and he mixes them all together.
Right. 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 I mean, no. And
And we get really annoyed by that because it's like you can't just say these are Japanese beads. They're three different companies who make
I
things
don't,
in three
right.
different sizes.
Right. I'm amazed. I'm not familiar. When you say an importer, do you mean someone that gets the beads from Japan and then just takes them and mixes them to make up a tube of
Correct.
beads or a package?
And then they tube them up and they sell them to bead stores.
Oh,
And the bead stores don't know.
Correct.
So
I
that
see.
may be what's going on here, Barbara, is that you may be getting
Mhm.
a mix of
Wow.
Yeah.
Toho and Miyuki, a black bead from Toho
Well,
looks
you
the
know what?
same as a black bead um,
I,
from Toho looks the same as a black bead from
I,
Miyuki. So they can end up in the same tube, but you wouldn't know.
well, I appreciate it's not you talking. Wait, is somebody
Oh,
else talking?
It's Hannah
Oh,
talking.
oh, okay, okay. I
Hi,
just
Barbara. My name is Hannah. I work with Rochelle. I'm part of her committee to go ahead and
okay,
find people
okay.
to speak to our group. And she's one of my best friends. Another of my best friends is
But
watching
Hannah's been to
tonight.
the Toho factory more than I have. I've
I,
only
Well,
been there once.
I will
oh,
tell
I've
you
only
that
been there once too,
I
honey.
have the tubes. In other words, these are not from Michael's that I'm even talking about.
Okay, good.
And I buy from. I don't know how to explain this. I mean, I'm buying from people that you would think.
Well, good.
Well,
Then I
it
would contact them back and tell them that this batch of black is not up to my par,
wow.
because they are small batched. And so that the way they can track who got it when and through what.
I see. Okay,
And
well,
they would like to know that so that they can do quality control
I
because that's
see.
one thing Toho would like to know about. They're
Well, I
very
would, yeah,
concerned with that. And
I wouldn't
so
go back to the store. I would only go to you or Toho themselves. I would not go back to the
Well,
store.
we are not, um, we work with Toho, Barbara, but like we can't look at a bead and say, hey, that's.
No, what
right,
I'm saying
but
is
I can but be
if I had a tube, I just wouldn't go back to the store. I mean, buying online on Etsy, I just, I mean, I don't know about where you guys get your beads, but let's say there's somebody selling. I mean, these people are not people, they know what they're doing. They're not trying to pull
Right,
the
but like
string from my
say if you
eye.
buy something from Bobby Bead or Lotus, I would go back to Lotus and tell
I
them that
understand,
this
right? I get
color
it.
and we would want to know because I worked at
I
Bobby
get it.
Bead for 20 years and Lotus for two and a
Okay.
half, and we would
So,
want to
so the
know.
Etsy store would also want to know.
Yeah, exactly. They
Okay.
would.
So I would
I
go
don't know.
back to,
I don't know if you've, my experience is very unfortunate. They don't want to know. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
that's too bad. I'm
I'm
sorry.
sorry. They don't want to know. Like I've contacted them when I've gotten the beads. Like the package broke, the top came off the tube, the
Oh,
everything's
that's too
mixed up. You
bad.
didn't label it, and you know what? That's why I don't. I won't buy from them again. I just won't buy
Right.
from them again. But anyway, okay.
Yeah.
So
But
I just this. But the other thing I want to ask you is because I've only used Mayuki Delica. I've
hmm
heard of the other one that Toho makes, the cylinder.
hmm
I've never used them just because I just haven't. So,
Well, yeah, but the Toho Aiko is a beautiful bead. It's named after
okay,
the founder's wife,
okay.
and it is the most perfect bead in the actual universe.
So it's like I mean,
It's like
delicate.
a Delica, yes,
Okay,
it's the
right.
size 11 cylinder, but
Okay,
it is more square. It is 1.5 millimeters high and 1.5 millimeters in diameter. So where a Delica is a tiny bit longer than skinny, you know, um, they're they're a little bit more square. So when you're doing all the geometric beadwork and those like warped stars and things,
yes,
everything
exactly.
turns out perfectly square. And the Toho Aiko beads, I was not allowed in the Aiko room. It's a secret room, and no one really is allowed. They do things, 95% by hand in the Aiko room, and where they count the Aikos, and they have a person hand culling the Aikos, looking at it, good, 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 bad. And they pull out the bad beads. And if there's more than 50 beads in their batch, they will remelt and redo the whole darn thing. And that's how the Icos, they're pre-quality controlled in Japan before they even leave by hand. So that's why the price of the Ico is a little
Right.
higher.
Perfect.
But they're perfectly measured and everything. So there's 1,116 colors of Ico. And then the numbers of the Toho bead Icos, the stock numbers are the same as the regular rounds in Toho. Like 49 is black, whether it's an Ico or whether it's a round. Where in Mayuki, a Delica has its own number, and then the round has its own number.
Right, right.
You got to match. In Toho, everything is uniform. No matter the size or the shape, the color is still the same color.
Wow.
So
Now,
that's where.
okay. So
That's it.
does Lotus and Bobby Bead sell online?
Yes, ma'am. They do. They both do. Bobby Bead has a much larger online presence
Okay.
and is a full importer of Toho beads. Like they have
Wow.
wholesale and retail. So if you want
Wow.
wholesale size bags, click on the wholesale website. If you want retail size containers, go to the retail website. And he
Okay.
has every single solitary Ico there is. Known to man, known to made by Toho, Bob has them. He's the largest importer of Ico beads.
Oh my gosh. Well, thank you. Oh my gosh. So I just want you to know that I have shied away from Toho because I've had such a bad experience.
No, and I totally understand. And that's why we want you to have a better experience. So find out what's better for you and what works for
Yeah,
you,
I'd
and then
rather
find
just
a place you
right.
can talk to too,
Exactly.
that where you like the
Right.
people.
I'll go to Bobby Bead. I mean, if that's great.
Yeah.
If I get them
We,
and they're good, I'm ecstatic. But my
Mhm.
experience has been so negative that I thought it was the manufacturer, to tell you the truth. And to be honest with you, just so you guys know, so do a lot of other people.
No, and I know that. And that's where part of the idea of social media is what we're trying to outweigh the negative or outweigh the false and just have communications so that we can have
Mm.
discussions like this and open the communication airwaves
Right.
about it.
Right. I mean, because I
Yeah,
don't want to pay, even if they're less expensive, I don't want to pay for a tube and not be able to use it if I need a consistent
right.
bead. I mean, it just doesn't
Yeah.
make sense. And I get frustrated. But here's my other question to you. So the Toho Ico
Mhm.
works well then for the peyote stitch. Am I correct?
Oh, yes, absolutely. Peyote stitch or brick stitch or looming is beautiful for.
Okay.
Um, I wouldn't use it for things like daisy chain or things that you're trying to do, round fluid things. It works for bead embroidery when you're doing fluid things because you're cruising around. Um, but it works, right angle weave is maybe not the best, but it bezels so beautifully because it's the same all the time. And the normal rounds by Toho are a little bit more cylindrical than the Delicas and the Mayuki are. So that if you go from a Aiko to a 15, like you normally would if you're bezeling a stone or a cabochon, then it works really, really nicely. They work in conjunction together great. And they run just a tiny bit bigger. So your normal counts that you might have used with a Delica, you probably will use 1 or 2 beads less when you're doing an Aiko. That's all, you
Okay,
know.
just one more question and then I'm done hogging this whole meeting because
No,
what
ma'am.
you're on.
This
That's
is
not what
so
you're on
wonderful to
for.
meet you, Barbara. I love this. I'm
But
geeking out. You can tell I'm a bead geek. Sorry.
I do, and it's lovely. Your enthusiasm is invigorating. I mean, it's and to talk to people that are so knowledgeable. Actually, I'm friends with somebody, Linda Wetnick, who's on the Baltimore Bead Society, and I've seen your site for a long time. I've just never taken the time to join. And she goes, "You have to join." So that's why I joined. I mean, finally, I said, "Okay, that's it." And you guys are like way out there in terms of, oh my gosh, there's no comparison.
Yeah.
Like talking to you is like talking to Van Gogh or Monet. Like oh my gosh. But the ring on your finger, I'm going to go back to that because that's a round circle, but you take that on and off. You're not like the wrist, not like your bracelets, right? That
Yeah, the rings I take on and off. And
right,
so,
right. It's a ring. You make a ring and then you slide it on your finger, right?
yep, yes, ma'am.
Okay.
So there's the pattern right here.
Right. Right. Well, right. But even any ring, I guess I was just trying to verify and make sure because I've made rings and I take them on and off. I've never heard of a bracelet that was permanently put on there. So that's why I'm trying to make
Right.
sure.
And so the one thing about the piece ring stitch is it's a whole bunch of circles, 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 and then you reinforce through and connect through the lower part and then go in more
Oh,
circles, and then you reinforce it with a figure eight. So pretty much, I don't want to brag, but it is the strongest stitch known to man.
I
And
see. Okay.
and so because rings, every ring I've ever beaded throughout my 40 years of beading has broken. And so until I came up with the piece ring stitch, and because of its iconic nature, where the rows are independently connected to each other and then reinforced to connect to each other, they bend with your hand. And if you use nylon thread, especially Toho 1G nylon thread, then every time it gets wet, it will stretch and then shrink again. So then anytime you put hand sanitizer, lotion, wash your hands, it stretches and then shrinks again. It gets reinforced. It doesn't shred. And like Nymo, I would never use Nymo on it. But it is the strongest, and then I use no knots whatsoever. So that way, when you puff up from eating pizza, that way it still fits. When it shrinks up in the winter because it's cold, it still fits. And so that's why if you're actually going to wear it as a ring, like this green one here, I made for my mother 7 years ago, and she just gave it back to me to donate to the peace chain. And so I've been wearing it for a while before I'm going to donate it. But
Oh, okay. So now I'm piecing this together. So the stitch is a stitch that you developed. This isn't just a stitch. This isn't just. I mean, this is like any other. well, how should I say this? I mean, like a
Well, it's
right
a
angle E,
combination
right?
of three
Got it.
stitches put
Got it.
together that create the piece ring stitch.
I
So
see.
yeah, it is a new stitch that I came up with in 2014 or 15. And it's if you use the same amount of beads I have and you use Ico beads, it's perfectly uniform in a zigzag pattern. So you could stack and stack and stack as many as you want and they'll all stack up perfectly and line up perfectly. Um, and so that way, if you make, 17 rows, it'll always be a size 8 ring. If you make 19 rows, it'll always be a size 9 ring. It's consistent that way. And then you just stack them up and stack them up. But yeah, the
Well,
nylon or the 1G thread is a nylon thread. It comes in all the colors. So that way you sort of see the thread at the edge of your ring. So if you match your thread color to your beads, then it looks like the grout in your tile. So it acts like a really cool complement to your ring as well. So
oh my gosh. I mean, first of all, I'm so stupid because I had no idea. I thought it was just ring, like I didn't understand. I thought the Peace Ring project was just everybody making rings, like peyote, whatever, and then attaching them. I had no idea that it was this.
it is that as well, but
I
there
get
is a
it.
whole lot more to it as well. Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
And
and the
so
other thing,
that's why we're trying to,
right?
just beads for peace.
And you don't use Fireline?
Well, when we're making them for the piece chain, we're using a lot of Fireline. Normally, if I'm making a piece ring stitch, I can't do it in anything thicker than a 4 pound Fireline,
Because you have to go back through.
because you have to go
Right,
through so
right,
many darn
right.
times.
Got it. Right.
And you can make it with size 8 beads if you wanted to, but normally on the
Right.
piece ring stitch, we've been doing a lot of daisy chains and we've been doing, more like bricks, other fun things. Some people are even spelling out their names. I did brick stitch UMBS, our call letters for our group. So that way we have a ring that says UMBS.
Oh my gosh.
So you can put anything you want in there. People are putting their names in there. They're putting
Well,
love. They're putting peace. They're putting words of,
well, how are they
encouragement.
doing that? Wait, how are they
They're
doing
just
that?
by they're spelling it in brick stitch or spelling it
Oh.
in what they're doing. So let me see if I have one in the building here. On that one. It's on this one. Oh my goodness gracious. I'm trying to move it over here. So let's get the camera over here. Yep.
That'll take a while.
Okay, so this one here.
Oh.
So that says New Hampshire NHBS, New Hampshire Bead Society.
I see. Okay, so it's within the brick stitch. So
Yeah,
they're
so
using the brick
they
stitch.
actually
Okay.
they actually loomed this one. So
Got it.
one side is one and one side's the other. Otherwise, some people are using letters. So this one says Olson. So maybe this was made by Lynn. Because she put her name on it. So it says Olson.
Right. Well, I guess I didn't understand how you did the letters with the piece
But
stitch,
yeah,
but
but
it was the brick
the
stitch.
actually
Got it.
looming and beating them in
I see.
there, they're doing that.
But
Yeah,
if
I
you,
made mine. I just put the S backwards because
I
I
see.
was watching a show or I was watching our bead meeting and didn't realize I was upside down and backwards. But
Right. And I've never used 1G. So that's made by Toho?
that's made by Toho, yes, ma'am. And so it's a nylon Japanese beading thread, and it comes in 22 colors in black
Wow.
and white. And so they have like 50-yard bobbins or 125-yard spools or 250-yard spools. And it's a really nice nylon thread. It's really high quality.
Well, this Hannah, thank you. Every time I ask a question, she gives me the information.
Well, that's why Hannah is my right hand.
Oh my gosh.
She's got it all, does it all, knows it all.
And Hannah, where are you showing this to me from? Is this
This is
Bobby B?
Bobby B's
Okay,
website.
perfect. Well, I'm going to become a Bobby B I never
Well,
heard
if
of Bobby Bead, and this is I never heard of Bobby Bead, which I think is odd. I'm on the
I,
East Coast. I think the East Coast. I don't think we're getting. I think it's stopping in the Midwest. I don't think. I don't think this information is crossing over to the East Coast.
Well, we have a lot of people at the New Hampshire Bead Society, the New Jersey Bead Society. We've been trying to get, well, we have a bunch in the Floridas and so the Southeast, and then North Carolina Bead Society. So we're working our way up to, your New England up there. So.
Well, no, I'm middle. You may have to work with me because you're missing us. North Carolina to 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 Northeast, but Mid Atlantic is not getting this information.
Well, then I would love to work with you, Barbara, in any way we possibly can. Our president is not here today. It's her birthday. So she took the day off and she's Zooming another bead class, actually. Um,
Okay, because I can just
but
tell you we're not getting it.
On that one.
And where in North Carolina are these is your sister? Where does your sister live?
she and my cousin, she's in Charlotte.
Because the reason I asked is because my son's fiance, her family is in Charlotte, and we go down every year for Thanksgiving.
Yeah, Charlotte.
So the next time I'm in Charlotte, I'm going to contact you, and
And
maybe
so, but I know that there's beaters over there. And
right,
so yeah, we're based out of Minneapolis, Minnesota, but
right,
because we've been Zooming since
right,
2019, we have
right,
members in 35
right,
states and 3 countries. So
right,
we're just trying to get connected any way we
right.
can with you. So I would love to
Okay, yeah, this is right. I mean, okay, I don't. This was a real learning. I mean, I had no idea what I was coming into, and you're just a wealth of information. I mean, my goodness, I think I've learned more in the last however long we've been doing this than I have in all these years of taking classes, going to beach shows. I mean, I think I've learned more from you and Hannah showing me. I mean, yeah, and I'm just telling you, you need I need to be involved because I feel like there's a lack. I can't explain it, but it goes there's something about where I live. It's a very archaic, ar- old. It's just the middle of the Maryland, Delaware is just I can't explain it. It's just
well,
it's going from North Carolina up to the Northeast, and it's missing us.
Well, I'm so glad we finally found you somewhere in the middle. And I hope. And so, did you join and become a member, or you just popped in today
Oh
for the
no, I
fun?
became a member.
Oh, super.
Oh no, I became a member, but this is the first thing. So again, I guess I've been on Facebook and I've seen you and maybe I've gotten notices, but I never joined, although I meant to. But life for me has also been as crazy as it is for anybody else. And then Linda, you know who Linda Wertnick is, right?
Yes, uh-huh.
Well, let me tell you, she's an unbelievable beater. I mean, her work is beyond magnificent. Um, she takes every class, every Zoom class, every class she can. Linda is there. And so she told us all because we're part of a smaller group of my Baltimore Bead Society. We meet every 3 weeks. In fact, we should have you come on and just talk. That's what we should do. It's called Happy Hour, and there's a group of us that get
Oh,
on
fun.
every 3 weeks. And I think it would be great to have you just pop in if we can arrange it and say, hi, this is where it started, because that's what's missing.
Yeah,
We've been
absolutely.
missing that. And but anyway, so Linda is wonderful, and she and I are on the same group, and she joined finally the Upper Midwest, and she belongs to probably every other bead society. She said, you really should join it. And so I finally did. So that's how this came about.
Yeah, no, that's super. Let's see, Baltimore Bead
Oh,
Society.
yes, that's us. Yes. Well,
See, I told you Hannah's good.
I know, but I'll discuss with you two personal. I won't say anything on this right
Yeah, no, absolutely, absolutely. And
now,
you
but
can
I
reach
can
out,
just,
you can message us on Facebook or Instagram.
okay.
And
All right. Well,
um,
thank you. Yeah.
otherwise, our contacts are on the umbs.org website
Okay.
as well. Um,
And now that
Hey,
I'm a
and
I'm
member,
having some technical problem. Did I stop the share?
it doesn't matter because you were
yeah, you
showing
stop the share. It's all
you were
Okay,
good.
showing
good.
us the
All right, good.
Baltimore Bead Society, and I'm very well aware of who those people are.
Yeah. And so, yeah, we would love to, but that's the fun of it. I've been working for bees for so many decades that it's just a passion of mine that I love. And that's why, being part of the Bee Society is just kind of natural. So once you start joining things, then it just becomes more and more fun. And so all these people here are all part of our Peace Ring Project Committee. And so that's why they've been helping us do these
Right,
connections for a year now,
right.
and in one way or the other. And but they also help out and do things. We're at the state fair, and so we, volunteer there. We are doing things on you know, you can watch our live shows like this one. It will be recorded, or it is being recorded, and it's on our free YouTube channel. So you can watch all the last ones that we've done, all our classes, and you can download all the patterns for those classes and then watch them. And then now that you're a member, you can go to our members page and then go to our private YouTube channel and watch our last 5, 6 years of our member
Oh my
meetings.
gosh, you're kidding.
No, ma'am, I'm not. And
Oh
so
my
you just
gosh.
go to the private and type in the password, and then that's all. And you just click all of that, and you've got YouTube back from, yeah, I think our first member meeting was December of 2020 or 2019. And then we started full twice a month in January of 2020. So we've got it all on there, unless forgot to hit record, because that once in a
Which
while
happens. I
happens.
know that happens. I'm a glass maker too.
Oh, nice.
Um, and they always sometimes I have to remind. I participate in one of the committees, and I'm always reminding them hit record because it's easy to forget.
I have a post-it on my computer that says that. And then there's one that says stop recording.
Right.
Because if you don't stop, it also doesn't record right.
Oh wow. Oh,
I
what do you
learned that
mean?
the hard way.
Yeah. Wait.
If
Say that again.
if
If you
you
don't
don't
hit
stop your
stop.
recording at the end before you close, it won't save your recording.
Oh, maybe that's why they keep having issues.
Yes, ma'am, you must stop your recording. So I learned that the hard way on Diane Fitzgerald. I forgot to hit stop. And so when she was talking all about the Johnson Solids project, and so it never got recorded.
So wait, but there was
When
something.
you're
There was also
on,
something with Facebook Live or something where the recordings after 30 days, all of a sudden they
oh
went
yeah,
away.
Facebook changed that too,
Okay,
because
right,
they used to leave things on there
right,
forever and
okay.
ever and ever. If you created an event, then you went live in your event, then it would stay forever. Well, they ran out of storage. So basically, we had 6 years of our Facebook lives on Facebook, and they said, sorry, Charlie, you gotta like remove these, or your everything will just now delete after 30 days because they don't have room for the storage.
Well, first of all, which I find very odd that Facebook doesn't have room for more storage. That's just my personal opinion. I think they certainly can figure
They
out.
want to charge you for that storage.
Oh, okay.
So
And
they're
also,
offering it, but you have to pay for it.
did you get those what the glass society I belong to, because I belong to a lot of societies, they somehow found that out and went back and got the program, like within 30 days they went back and retrieved years of programs. Were you able
Oh
to retrieve
yeah,
them? Oh
we
yeah,
had them
okay,
downloaded
right,
anywhere. We just left them on
right,
Facebook just in case people wanted to find
got it,
it.
right, okay, yeah. I
But
mean,
yeah,
and
they're
that,
all on there.
right. And what happened to the glass societies, they didn't know that this was happening, and all of a sudden they get this notice like we're removing everything because they hadn't downloaded them.
Okay.
Yeah,
We got a notice too, Barbara. We got a notice that said, I think they gave us, I can't remember, Jan, maybe you remember, but we got a notice that said, you have so long before you
Right,
read it. And so that's we had already been saving it because we liked it that people could go back
right,
onto the Facebook and just see
right.
anything. But we already had it downloaded. We have it all the we have all of ours on our website, which of course I'll show you in a second. And we had already uploaded it to our website, but we loved the fact that anybody on Facebook could also access these without going to our website.
Got it.
You
And
know,
right. And I will just tell you, I can already tell, and I belong to quite a few glass groups because I make glass with a torch and that kind of stuff. I can already tell that it's the personality. You guys are very together. You understand it all. Some people were just, they didn't know, and they got the shock of their lives when Facebook said, "You better download this, or you're going to lose it." So, um, live and learn. But you know, so
so here's our website, which is umbs.org. There it
okay.
is. And if you go to there, we have a bit on the Peace Chain project that we already talked about. And then here's the Let's Bead Live videos, all of them for,
Oh
for
my
from
gosh.
ever,
Oh
from
my
ever.
gosh.
Yeah. And
Oh my
and we've got
gosh.
them all here so you can go ahead and look at all of them at any time. In order to look at our meetings, you have to, and which you are, you have to be a member, and then you can look at all of our meetings from I
Oh
think
my.
I think
Oh,
we started this in I can't remember. I think we started this in 2018. So, all that many years, certainly we had it happen. I think it was right before COVID that even Rochelle decided that we should go online and start recording and doing the Zoom. But certainly during COVID is when we started to record all of our videos and all of our meetings and do Zoom and share them with people.
and is Diane Fitzgerald? I mean, I know her, or of her. I've taken her classes, her projects, whatever. But is she a member of your group?
She actually began our group 36 years ago. We are one of the oldest bead societies in the country. We are not the oldest, but we're one of them. And
Wow.
she started it 36 years ago. So she is our founding mother and still comes to meetings and
Oh my
still teaches
gosh.
for us. She's very active and very lovely and talk about a wealth of information.
Oh my gosh, her
This woman
books,
knows everything.
everything.
Yeah.
I mean, her name just, I mean, I was like, Diane Fitzgerald. Like, I only
Yeah.
think of her as like, a mecca of, of whatever. Like,
Well, everything that you think of her in terms of knowing everything is true, but that's only half of what she knows.
oh my gosh. But she lives in your area. Like, she's,
Yes, she doesn't live in my area.
no,
I am actually zooming in from Oregon, and my friend
oh,
Bernie is zooming in from New Mexico, and so we have people from many, many different states, and I think we have a member from Australia as well. So we have
I
different
see.
countries. We are one of the largest bead societies right now, and the reason is because we have this technology, which is what it's from Rochelle. Rochelle is the one who really spearheaded this whole technology
Right.
for us.
Unbelievable. And I appreciate it because, as I say, I was a member of the Northern Virginia Bee Society, which folded. It ended. I'm sure you know that.
I do. I taught for them years ago.
Okay. So, I mean, I've been members of lots of things, and like any other group, it takes somebody to spearhead it, somebody to keep up with it. it's volunteers, it's difficult, and it doesn't always work out. So that's why I'm having a great time, because I do belong to other groups and I know how they function. And it doesn't always work out that it succeeds.
Well, Barbara, I'm part of this group, and I'm also part of the Northern California Bead Society, which is based out of the San Francisco area. And I have to say that um, the groups that I'm part of are some of the most accepting and wonderful, and groups that just the way that they interact. I'm very fortunate to be here and to be
Wow.
with Rochelle, who is of course one of my favorite people on the planet, and other people. But I think maybe we are getting to how are we for time, Miss Rochelle?
Okay, let me just ask you, Hannah, and then we'll
We're
go.
at 12:21, so we have another half an hour of our live
Okay,
show.
do you say it's the Northern California Bead Society?
Yes, they're a very small group, and I've only just joined them. They're a lovely group. They
Okay,
don't do as much stuff
because I used to
in
live in
person,
California in the
right?
Central Coast, so near there. So that's why I was curious.
Yes. So,
Okay.
but this group is one of the largest. I think we are. Are we we might be the largest now in the country. I'm not sure.
We might be. I am not. There's not a
Just because
contest. But
no,
I
it's not a
do think.
contest. That is right.
Well,
No, not a contest, not a contest, but because I've been part of other bead societies, I'm very well aware. And the glass world, I mean, because I'm working in glass, so I belong to a lot of glass societies, and I'm just other reasons, religion, other groups. So I know how they all function. And it's the people that are part of it, like you guys are together and you're with it, and this is great. And the technology is great because you're using it in a way to have us all be there sharing it, which is not something that always works. But I'm the least technological person, so I'm not faulting anyone. I'm just saying that it doesn't always work out because people don't know how to do everything. That's all.
It's true, and we've had learning curve over the last few years of trying to make it all work with, the social media changes and everything. So we've had to get different computers and different
Right.
um, do different systems and things like that. So it is definitely a learning curve, but if I can learn how to do it, I'm fully convinced anybody can because I'm a techno idiot.
Well, no,
And
I agree. I mean, yes, anyone can do it, but I do have to share one thing and then I'm going to get off anyway. So I myself am a doctor and had breast cancer. And when I finished my world of treatment, I wanted to help the world against cancer. And I got very involved in a nonprofit organization run by a local PhD who was brilliant, but many times people that are that brilliant, they're so smart, they just can't function at the level of others. But what my point is, this was before COVID, and he got us on Zoom. He was part of Zoom when Zoom was not even, no one even knew what Zoom was. If you remember, Zoom had to advertise to get people to do Zoom. I mean, and Dr. Hankins got us on Zoom. We would meet once a month on Zoom. And then COVID came. So then everyone sort of got on the bandwagon. But my point was, I was on Zoom way before Zoom became Zoom, only because of this international group of people trying to find clinical trials for people with cancer. And so that was just, it's just interesting because I remember when he said Zoom, I was like, what? How do you say that? What is that? I never heard of Zoom. I don't even know what it is. How do you join? I mean, at that point, it was so infantile that it was chaotic. So it's just funny how things have evolved. That was my point. Like,
and it's really brought us together. And that's why I think as crazy as the social media platforms are, at least I find that if you can connect through Zoom, then, it's a personal, you can still have that personal connection.
Exactly.
So that's why we're trying to maintain, having our one private meeting a month, and that's always on Zoom and in person for 9 months of the year. And then our Let's Be Lives, the other one is always on Zoom, and then we stream it as well. So this way, anybody can join in a whole different variety of ways. And then of course you can watch it on video if you can't, because YouTube is at least, letting us do things. And if we can't ever stream to Facebook, then we'll just switch and start streaming straight to YouTube, from there. If
Right.
they start crazy, we'll just start doing that.
Right. And I do want to ask you, when are the months? So when are those two meetings? Are they
So
what?
our monthly meeting for members is the first Monday of every month, depending on holidays. It might rotate a different day depending on a holiday or depending on my speaker's
Right.
availability. So that's it. Our Zoom meeting usually starts at 5 o'clock on those Mondays. And then we have show and tell at 6, and then our actual meeting starts at 6:30 Central Time.
Central Time. That's what I was going to ask you. Right.
Central Time, yes,
Right.
ma'am.
Okay.
And then the Saturday Let's Bead Lives are floating on different Saturdays. That's the only thing consistent, is that it's a Saturday. And it usually is we've now switched it to 11 a.m. Central to try to get more people involved and, a good time zone.
Right.
Um,
Right.
but that one is, it moves different Saturdays. Hi, Susan. This is our member director coordinator.
Hi, Barbara.
And so,
Hi.
I
Uh,
wanted to ask you, Barbara, are you getting the emails? Because we send out emails. That's my job. I'm supposed to send out an email with all the Zoom linking for the
Thank.
meetings and
I have to tell you, and I'm going to cry. So just we're dealing with a lot of stuff, so I'm behind in emails. But I must be getting them because I looked up Upper Midwest and I found this for today. So
oh, good.
I'm just not able to keep up right now with all the emails just because of health reasons. Not
okay. No, I just want to be sure if ever you want to, you can maybe keep I have a private email. You can always reach out. I usually check it every other day. And yeah, we're good supporters. The fact that tears are shed, many tears get shed around here. So don't feel funny about that. And so I just wanted to double check because sometimes I don't know if it goes, and I remember your name, so you've received you should have somewhere in there a membership letter, which will give you your password and kind of
I
help you
see.
through.
Okay, I haven't. I'll look. Thank you for letting me know that because you mentioned password before, and I was like, "What password?" So I'll have to go. I didn't. As I
Yeah,
say,
otherwise you can message or text me
Yeah.
privately too, and I will text you the password. I just can't share it publicly over
No, I
the
understand.
But
But good to see putting a face to the name
yeah.
now that you
Well,
got my pretty mug in front of you.
well, I didn't. I'm not at home. We're actually we're traveling a little bit, so I don't have the connection. So I turned off the video because then it was gonna this my iPad was gonna die. My cell phone just died, so
Oh,
that's why I didn't have my face on because I wanted to
it
preserve
uses
it.
more power, yeah.
Okay, good.
We're so glad you can join us
Yeah,
today.
I do.
welcome.
I I I grew up on the East Coast, and then I was able to live in California till I met this guy who I'm still married to, who's here, and then we moved back to the East Coast because he was active duty military. But I've never really been traveled too much to the middle of the country. I do think people are probably nicer there.
Oh, you mean that we're the flyover state? Yeah, yeah.
I will say
Midwest.
that you're sort of like, if I'm East Coast or West Coast, I just haven't gone there. I would love to go to that August event. Is there going to be a lot of people that are there?
Yes, ma'am. Even just to measure it, I need 540 volunteers because that's one person every 9 feet. So, yeah, so it'll be at the Mall of America. So which thousands and thousands of people come through every day.
I know.
And
I can't.
it'll
I
be in the
that's.
Grand Rotunda. And
Oh my gosh.
so we're expecting a lot of people or hoping a lot of people. But it's just we need actual
Oh my
volunteers
gosh.
to maybe work on connecting the chain, measuring the chain, and then holding the chain. You know, we're spreading it out in the parking lot so that aerial drone footage can like cover the whole thing because it's so big. The
Okay.
mall won't let us spread it out during mall hours.
Now, I'm on the East Coast now, so August, you have to be careful around here of hurricanes. You don't have to worry about storms of.
Well,
No, we might.
there's a few thunderstorms here and there, but it's going to be a beautiful day in the neighborhood that day.
Okay.
Usually the first and second week of August, the weather is like 95 and humid.
Right.
And it's very mellow. It's one of the more stable weeks. We have a lot
Right.
of festivals that time of year, and it's pretty
Hmm.
stabilized. It's just hot and humid is the only problem.
Okay, well, we'll put that. My husband and I, as soon as we get our life together and we're older, so one day we will. We're gonna try. I mean, that's our goal is to get all these other things handled, and then we're just gonna
Life gets
travel.
busy, but until then, you can always bead for enjoyment and bead for peace in between. And so then after this, then our peace chain is going to go to Japan. We're donating it to the Peace Museum that's in Hiroshima. And so there's a peace tower that overlooks the atomic bomb dome. And it's like 12 stories tall and it's all like for peace projects. So that's where this is going to go when we're done. So then it will hang and then people can continue to add rings on to
Okay,
it.
I just want to ask my husband one question. If Ross goes to Japan, where would he be stationed? Near Hiroshima? I'm not sure. Our son's active duty U.S. Navy pilot aviator,
Nice.
and
Well, even
he
if he's
may.
like near Tokyo, it's only 4 hours on the Shinkansen to Hiroshima. So, it's worth going down there for a trip. I mean, I
Yeah.
did from Tokyo, Osaka, Kyoto, and Hiroshima in 7 days.
Oh
I
my
didn't sleep
gosh.
much, but we did it all. So you can do it.
And is that because they have that fast train?
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, it goes like
Yeah,
250 miles an
I
hour.
know.
So basically, yeah, you leave, Hiroshima at 8 a.m. and you can catch the 2:15 flight from
All right.
Minneapolis, from Tokyo home to Minneapolis.
All right. Well, I'd say there's a
So
good
the
chance he
trains
might.
are always on time within 30 seconds.
Really?
Yeah, they're always on time. It's amazing. Yeah.
I mean, considering I grew up in New York and now we have the DC, I'm near Washington, DC, so I
Yeah.
don't know anything that's on time around
No,
here.
that's what I mean. I was so impressed last year. I can't wait
Oh
to
my
go back
God.
to Japan again, when
Oh,
I deliver
wow.
the chain back to them. And so
Okay,
it's
well, that's great. And now I think there's a good chance because of the plane our son flies, there's only three places: California, Norfolk, Virginia, which he's already been to both of those. So I have a sneaky suspicion Japan may be coming up.
keep your fingers crossed
And
because that is one, if you're
uh,
stationed there, that's great. My husband was stationed there back in
oh,
the late 70s and when he was in the Coast Guard and his
my
most
husband,
magical memories of his life.
my husband was Navy.
Okay.
Eric, were you stationed there? He visited, but your husband was Coast Guard. What did he do? Was he on a ship?
He was the go-to kind of everything guy up that assisted the captain. So, It's you're up on the thing and you're over here and you're over there. I don't know. He was
But
one of those. I don't know. It's like I
uh,
don't know.
in
He
late
was
in the
never
late
scraping paint. I know that.
in the late 70s, you said?
Yeah, 1979.
Eric, would you have crossed with him?
It was a great time zone. You know, they really had a good time back
So
then.
you were there, you lived there too?
No, ma'am. That was before I met him. I didn't meet him until 90.
So my husband also, I met, he was already, we met a little later. So he
I love it.
had already been, he was a pilot. And then he switched to the NOAA Corps. Now you probably know the NOAA Corps, National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, because
Yeah.
many people don't. But if you have Coast Guard, you would know it. But most people don't know what
Mhm.
NOAA is.
Well, you know, they're pirates. I mean, they're not just sailors, they're pirates.
And I'll just one quick thing. Ross, our son, wanted to be a pilot too. So he went to college and then he went to the officer training for the
Nice.
Navy. But I think he really wanted Coast Guard. You know, Coast Guard's very hard to get into. Very
It
hard.
is. Well, and it's more active. You're constantly active. There's never any downtime. And that's what my husband really loved because he was, on board ship almost, 3 years
What?
constantly. So
So was he retired? Is he retired?
he's retired now.
So you and I have the same. So you have TRICARE. You have the military benefits.
No, ma'am, because during Reagan took a whole lot of that away during that time period. So no, ma'am, my husband does not.
Oh, I won't get into that.
It's quite all right. It's quite all right. I work for beads. We work,
What
and
do you mean,
so
Eric? Reagan took away Coast Guard.
they took away everything. He took away the GI Bill. So during that time period, so you couldn't go to college anymore. Yeah,
Was this
Reagan took it
specific
all away.
from Coast Guard or
Took it away from every all military. He took it away.
for that
And so
time?
it wasn't until after Reagan that the GI Bill was reinstated. Yeah.
I had no idea. I'll have to
So, yeah, no, it was a 4-year time period where basically everybody got screwed.
just your luck. Oh,
But that's okay. I would have never met my husband if he actually would have gone to college after the military instead of going on and being a film promoter in Hollywood, California.
is he
So,
really?
well, that's
Was
what he
he?
was when I met him in the 90s. Now he's retired and
I
just
know.
enjoys being,
Okay.
from
Wait,
doing
what
construction.
when you say a film promoter, what does that mean?
Oh,
What is
he
a
did the
film promoter?
animation festivals. The Festival of Animation, before the Cartoon Network, before all of that, there were animation festivals that ran the globe. So you had to actually go to Annecy, France and get the cartoons from the festivals in order to play. So all those at the Oscars that all now come to the Oscars, you have to actually go and search back when, way back in the 90s and the
He
80s.
may actually he may know some people I know.
And so, but that's how I met him. I was the popcorn girl at the movie theater, and he was the movie promoter. And so,
You met over
the rest is
popcorn?
history.
Oh my gosh, that's so
So,
romantic. Oh,
the
that's
rest
so
is
nice.
history 38 years later.
That's so funny because I say the same thing. We're 37 years later.
Yeah,
We
see?
met at a potluck, and I had to leave California, which I'm still not happy about. That's why Bernie's. I want to find how Bernie's doing that. I want to find out what Bernie
I'm
is.
not sure.
Can you
Pardon?
find? I want to ask her how she's getting that background of the waves moving. Like,
Yeah, I don't know, Bernie. How do you have your fake background on there?
I've never seen that.
Because I have still backgrounds, but I've never seen a
I've never
moving
seen that either.
background.
I've never seen that, and I'm just looking at it, and it's like
I know, me
I
too.
love it.
I
Okay,
don't know if
well,
you're hanging out or not,
she
Bernie,
may not
but
be hearing, so we'll get her another time. Look, I'm
Hannah,
gonna
do
get
you know
off,
how
but
to get moving backgrounds? Hannah might have to go let the dog out too.
okay.
She's got two big dogs.
Well, I'm gonna get off because my iPad's gonna die. I just want to tell you, I'm really glad I got on. This was
Yeah, me
great.
too.
I had no idea what I was. I didn't know if this was a class. I didn't know if this was a beat along. I didn't know what. I had no idea.
Well, and normally we do have some sort of class or
Got
some
it.
sort of something. It's just because we are so close to our culmination of our Peace Ring project that we switched today's show so that we
Got
could
it.
have a connection. And then we rented the space at the Edina Senior Center so we could do
I
this.
see. Got
And so, but normally the class we were going to teach today, Hannah and I will be teaching in November. But Lisa Dooley will be here on the 13th for our normal July scheduled class. And then we'll also, so then we'll be back to our regular, scheduling. But we were just really, we want to get people
it.
connecting and we want to get people to send in their chains. So that's the idea, is
Right.
it's connection time.
Right. And the Baltimore Bead Society is doing that. In fact, they had a thing this morning, but the timing wasn't right. So it was funny because I was going to go do it with them
Nice, yay.
because
Well,
they're having
send
a
in
lot
your
of
chains and yeah, send
right.
them to Lotus Beads and Jewelry. We'll get them connected and then make
Okay.
sure that if you take pictures and things like that, that you message them to us as well so that we can put those in our video
Got it.
montage during our Grand Connection. And so that way, but if anybody wants to come to the Grand Connection,
I
we're
want to add, right. So the Mall of America, just tell me, it's a big, gigantic mall, right?
It is the largest mall in America. The one in Edmonton keeps battling back and forth in Canada because they keep adding space. And so, yes, it's 1 mile around each level, and there's 3 levels filled with shopping and entertainment. And then the fourth level is just filled with like movie theaters and movie rooms and like the comedy clubs and different things like that. So it's 4 miles of entertainment and shopping and restaurants. And then there's a water park on one side. And then
Right.
on the inside is Nickelodeon Universe with all the roller coasters and the like water rides. And then there's bumper cars and laser tags. And
But that part of it is only open during like the summer. Like you wouldn't have that
no,
during
it's
the
open
winter.
all year round. It's in the center of the mall. It's open from 10 a.m. until 8 p.m. every day.
So it's
365 days a year.
it's inside the mall.
Inside the mall, in the center. So then there's 1 mile of shops around the playground.
So do people come there like as like to visit? Like they spend like
Spring breaks, winter breaks. I
oh
mean,
my
it
God.
is like summer vacation, family zone left and right. It is basically it has everything. And down in the basement, there is an underwater aquarium you walk through with sharks and
Oh my
octopus and
gosh.
everything. They're building an ice skating rink. That's the one thing they don't have currently. And they're building the ice skating rink and then they're making an official water park instead of just the one that's attached to the Hilton Hotel because it's not big enough for them. They want a bigger one.
And when people come, like if we came, are there like, well, I would look for maybe a military place to stay, but are there like hotels and all that?
There's hotels surrounding. The Element Hotel is the one that we're working with. And that one is right across from the area where we'll be doing, yeah, it's called the Element. And it's probably by Marriott, who knows, or Westin or something. Um, but there's at least 40 hotels right around it. I normally wouldn't recommend staying the one that's attached because they're kind of expensive. Um, but like I say, they're right across the street. And
When,
then they're
when you say attached, what do you mean? You mean physically
like
attached or
physically attached. Like you can get in the building just through the skyway you just walk one way and it's the entrance of the hotel, the big giant Marriott, or you walk the other way and then there is the Nordstrom's.
are you saying that though it's more expensive or less? You said something
It's more expensive. The one that's physically attached to the building is more expensive. So if you stay across the street, it's cheaper.
oh, I thought you said so you should stay on the one attached because it's less.
No, no,
Okay,
ma'am.
no, I didn't think right. I would not want that. Right. Okay.
Yeah. So the one I'm trying to get the best deal with for all of my people is called the Element.
I've never heard of that.
They're by
Yeah,
Weston
I know.
or
Okay, okay. You
but
mean
they're
all
right
you can,
across the street, and then that's the parking lot across from that is where we're actually gonna have our event to spread out our 500
and
people.
when is the event?
August 6th, Thursday, August 6th. It's the day of peace.
And then just one other thing. Oh, I'm sure there's
But
plenty of
everyone has military discounts.
really?
Yes, ma'am. Even our store at the Lotus, like the whole mall is like 10% off for military discounts.
Really?
Yeah, and then I don't know what the hotels are, but they all have discounts.
Why do they have military discounts?
Because it's right across the street from the third largest military cemetery in the United States. Fort
Oh,
Snelling Cemetery is right across the highway. And
really?
it's,
Okay.
yeah, third only to Arlington.
Have you heard of that? What's the name of it?
It's Fort Snelling.
Fort Snelling? You never heard of it,
No,
Eric?
I've never heard of it.
You get the third largest military cemetery. My husband's standing right here, and he's never heard of it. I mean, he served he served 30 years active duty,
Yeah.
and he doesn't know that.
It's not very well known. I only know it because we just buried my stepfather there a
Oh,
year
I'm
ago.
sorry. I'm sorry.
So,
We
but
may be buried there then. I mean, we
well,
may.
yeah, it's a beautiful place.
And I'm sure there's a lot of restaurants there, right?
A million and one.
1,000,001. Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Well, we're
so-
covered. Well, I'm gonna try. I mean,
Especially if you want gluten free, you want dairy free, do you want what ethnic origin?
Hannah, this is great. It's like all I have to do is ask a question.
Yeah, there's the
You're like,
National Cemetery right there.
wow, that would be something to go visit.
It's gorgeous.
Because we're near Arlington, so of course,
Mhm.
I mean, of course, you know Arlington. I mean,
Yeah.
you know,
No, it's gorgeous. The Memorial Day ceremony that they have is really huge and everything. We went last year.
oh my God.
But
Okay, look, lucky for you, my iPad's going to die. I don't have my charger here.
yeah.
So you're so you can get off. But thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. This was just beyond lovely, and you're just a bundle of beating enthusiasm.
Well, that's the fun of it. So I so appreciate you, Barbara, for joining our fun. Tell your friends.
I
And we
will.
look forward to seeing
Okay,
you at our
thank you,
upcoming
thank you,
meetings.
thank you, thank you. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, take care.
care.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Oh my gosh. You want to go
And
to
Bye,
so-
Rochelle.
I
You want
tell
to go to Mall of
ya.
America?
Yeah, that would be great.
Yeah,
I'll just-
Bernie. Bernie, do you want
um,
to come to the mall too?
Oh, wait, Bernie, wait. I'm still on. Can you tell us how you got that background?
If you well, how I do it on a Mac anyways is you call up the workplace, and then you could go into what's it called, I think it's your settings, or yeah, your settings, I think it's where it is. Yeah. And then you look for video and effects, and it offers you kind of like a whole bunch of different things that you can put behind you. And then it'll explain to you how to like put your own picture if you want one of your own pictures on there or something too.
But it's not, you're using a Mac, so I may not be able to do
Yeah.
it on.
Well, it's on Zoom, but I don't know if they show up differently on a Windows machine as opposed to a Mac. It may be the same. I just don't know.
Okay. Okay.
But
well,
that's what I did, and
Well,
that they had that one there, and I was like, yes, I want that one.
I agree. It's just wonderful calming watching that. So I appreciate it. But I'm gonna go because my iPad's gonna go for me.
Yeah.
Yay.
I just
Thank
wanted
you.
to get that in real quick. I had to go let my dogs in because
That's
trying
what,
to
right.
thunder and
someone
lightning
said
here.
There were a couple of dogs that had to be walked or something, so I got.
Yeah, mine just had to go inside out of the potential storm.
Oh, where are you located?
New Mexico.
Oh, are you getting? So you're getting? We get hit with storms all the
Oh my
time
gosh.
here.
Okay, so
Yeah.
where do we
in,
find this then?
You get a lot of storms in New
Right here.
Mexico?
Okay.
It depends.
Okay.
We see a lot of storms go by.
Yeah.
We wave at them if they go out to like the Midwest,
Where in New Mexico are you?
Well, this.
northern New Mexico.
Is that where Albuquerque is, or?
No, Albuquerque's south. I'm
Oh,
north of Santa Fe.
oh, Santa Fe. How close are you
Yeah,
to Santa
but
Fe?
I'm north of Santa Fe.
How close are you to Santa Fe, though?
About 45 minutes.
Oh, do you go there often? Is that
No,
no,
no, too
no?
many tourists.
Well,
Comes to
so
Santa Fe when I go to Santa Fe, and
I
then
was
she,
just
Yes.
saying,
she
Hannah
becomes
loves
the
Santa
tour
Fe.
guide.
I
Yeah,
mean,
I love Santa Fe too, but it gets boring after a while with all the tourists.
I didn't realize there were that many tourists. I mean, I realize it's a destination for jewelry, and now the cuisine is well known to be top. People,
Yeah, it's
I have a friend that went there just because she wanted to go to the restaurants. So,
yeah. Well,
okay.
they come here by the
They say I'll reimburse you.
RV fulls.
I did not to Santa Fe
Yeah,
to do what? To go to all the stores and everything?
they
There are
go to they go
lots.
downtown. They go to Indian Market. They go to Zozobra.
I
Just
see.
anything we have going on here, and then and then they go down to Albuquerque and of course Taos. But a lot of them pass through Taos. Depends on
Wow.
which way they're coming because we get heavy traffic from Texas, Arizona, and Colorado, even on the weekends.
Oh my God. Wait, what kind of traffic did you say?
Heavy?
Heavy.
Yeah.
Really? I
Yeah.
had no idea. I
Yeah.
mean, I know people go there, but I didn't realize it was in such mass quantities. I mean, like I
Oh,
have
yeah.
like a
It's
good friend that's
beautiful. It's
it's
beautiful
beautiful.
there. That's why.
Yeah.
I've been
It
to
is. It
Albuquerque. I've never
is.
been to Taos, and we never skied there.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well,
So
and except for when we're having fires, the air is just really clear,
do you have a lot of
clean.
fires there?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. And then we get all the eastern fires smoke too.
Eastern.
I mean, western, sorry.
Oh, okay, right. I was gonna say, I know we have a lot of stuff, but I don't think
No,
Boston has any.
western.
Western, yeah. So Western comes, yes, that would make sense. We got from Canada a couple of years ago to the point that
Oh,
you couldn't go out. I mean,
yeah,
literally,
we were getting that too.
right. You
Yeah.
right. Oh
But
well.
anyway,
Okay, well, thank you. It was delightful, and I will now be more involved now that you were so welcoming, and I appreciate it. And what a nice group of people. And I just asked my husband, yes, we're on our way to Mall of America. We'll see if we can do it in August. If
Yay!
not, we'll figure it
Right
out.
on. Well, there's a volunteer form on our website. If you go to the
Okay.
Peace Chain Project page, there's
Okay.
a volunteer form. So
Okay.
that way, if we know where you're at, you can also then plug in what time you can volunteer and what size t-shirt you need. So that way we get you both the right size t-shirt.
Oh my God. It would be worth it just for that. I love t-shirts. So, okay.
I tell you exactly. I went to the Mall of America and I got a free t-shirt.
Okay. Well, I would just, we have to check. How do you go? How do you go there, Eric? Do you drive or fly?
You couldn't fly. It's a
Okay.
long drive.
Yep,
Yeah,
see,
and
there's the
that's
volunteer form. And that way you put your email in, and that way we can contact you easily. And then you sign
Okay.
up for what shift you want to sign up for. And
Okay.
then put your t-shirt size in there. We can go up to size 4X. And
Okay.
so that way we know because all the
Oh,
different volunteers, depending on what you're doing, will have a different color,
got
brightly
it.
colored t-shirt.
Oh my gosh. Well, you're making this very enticing. So
And
we'll
that's why I have a GoFundMe is because I need to raise money for all my 600 t-shirts.
I see. I got it. I see it. I see it. I see it. Hannah's right on there. I'm seeing everything. As you speak, she's showing me. So
That's what Hannah does. So good.
so again, I'm surprised the iPad's still working because it told me
Me too. It's
2%.
magic. It's running on bead power. Yeah. Hi, Teresa.
Hello, how are
Hi.
you doing?
Good. How are you? How's
Doing good.
Idaho?
Are
Doing
you
good.
wait, are you in Idaho?
Yes.
Where?
Are you too?
Where?
Orofino,
Where is that?
North Central, kind of like Lewiston area.
Idaho. So
Moscow?
I just have, you're in Idaho, right?
Yes.
Okay. I just have to tell you, we went to my side of the family. My cousin got married to somebody whose family was from Sun Valley, and we went to their wedding
Oh,
at Sun
nice.
Valley, Idaho. I'd never been there before.
Nice.
And it
It's
was,
gorgeous.
it was gorgeous. What a setting! What a
Were you there in the winter or the
no. We
summer?
went last summer. It was July, and the weather was perfect, and there was so much to do outdoors. I had
Yeah.
no idea.
Yeah.
We didn't stay that long because we were in the middle. We just went for the wedding, and I mean, but that spot. I mean, ketchup
I
and
I don't want to look if it's in southern Idaho. I think it is, but I'm
um,
not sure.
I don't know, but it was. So we flew into Boise and then drove 2 hours north.
It's it's more north because it's a ski resort
Right,
area.
right. And my husband and I were skiers, and we never hit Taos, New Mexico. We never hit Sun Valley. When we were able to ski. I mean, now like my knees can't handle it. But during the summer, well, they said it's one of the busiest, summer's busier than winter because of all the outdoor activities. So people were there with their bicycles and hiking and fishing and just
Right.
all the rivers. And I mean, you couldn't, you couldn't do it. You couldn't, there weren't enough hours in the day
Right. Yeah.
to
It's
do
in the
it.
south. It's actually in the south. It's just up in the mountains. Yeah. So if you look at Idaho, it looks like a chimney. Like Sun Valley's down here. I'm like
Okay.
over here at the base of the chimney, like where Washington and Oregon
Yeah,
meet.
I've been to Lewiston. I was there once. My husband has family in Lewiston.
Oh, she took off too. I missed her dropping off. Okay. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
okay.
Oh, really?
Her iPad died,
Oh, okay.
but she'll be
Yeah. So,
back on a Monday meeting. But yeah,
so you have family in Lewiston, you said?
I spent a week in Lewiston, so
Nice.
I'll never get back. Oh, sorry. Um, no,
Lewiston
but
isn't the
there, the
prettiest
Garnet
area.
area up near Wallace, Idaho, is really where the family is normally from,
Okay. That's the
and
I-90 corridor.
that's a beautiful area up there.
It is. Yeah. We
And the
had thought about
Emerald
moving.
Creek, the Garnet areas up near Emerald Creek, and it's so pretty.
Yeah, I connected.
Yeah. You get a lot of trees up the I-90 corridor. Yeah.
How was
Wow.
your workshop? It looked like it was pretty successul.
Yeah, it
Did
was good. It was fun. So the lady that made 27 feet of change, she was one of the people in the workshop.
Oh my
And
God.
she was so like inspired that she went home and started making more and more and more.
I love
So
it.
I'm supposed to go pick those up later today because I'm trying to ship them off by the end of the month.
Super duper.
Yeah.
No, I haven't either.
And I've got like 3 different chains going. I have my own personal chain, which is all the official stitch.
Uh-huh.
Like I don't know how long it is, maybe 12 feet, something like that. But then with the beads that Upper Midwest Bead Society sent that I use for the workshop, I've been working on, I have 2 different chains
Nice.
going. And then the elementary school donated or made some chains. And then the
Oh,
high
super.
school has a chain going that I need to pick up because school's out now.
Oh my gosh, that's
So
so cool.
we propagated all these little chains everywhere.
I love it. That's fantabulous.
Yeah, it's been great to see too. Yeah.
Does anybody you know gonna come to the Grand Connection?
I I don't think so. So there was one of the ladies in the workshop was actually visiting her daughter in Twin Cities earlier this month. So she's like, I'm bummed that I'm not going to be there during the connection.
Mm.
Are you gonna have like onboard?
But she participated and made a few chains. So
Yeah,
yeah.
No,
that's super cool.
it's just.
So how long is it going to be installed at the Mall of America?
Well, that's what we're trying to negotiate with the mall. Because a year and a half ago when we started this, the person we were working with was like, oh yeah, we'll install it, we'll do this, we'll leave it up, blah, 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 blah. And now they're like, oh, we can do it for a day here. And then there's an event on Saturday, so it has to come down the next day. And if you want to put it over here, then that will cost you blah, 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 blah per day. And I'm
Whoa.
like, what do you mean? This is going to cost us like,
Right.
so that's what we're trying to negotiate is that of how much publicity the mall would get if they just hung it up in the atrium or over by the food court, for the rest of the summer,
Right.
without having to charge us, $10,000 to do that. So
Yes.
we're negotiating on that one.
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
So
Somebody
I'm
calculate the value of their publicity for, a year.
correct. So that's why we're, like I say, we've been in negotiations and, they've been, very, very nice and helpful and everything. It's just that when you keep changing people, and it's
Contact people. Yeah. Hmm.
correct. And then sometimes it's like, well, the logistics are, there's just so many events going on that this event, they rented out the space or they did that. So what spaces are available, and so that's where we're, like I say, sometimes all of a sudden, maybe they'll just say, okay, we'll do this, but it might not be till 2 weeks beforehand that we'll know.
Oh,
But
joy. Yeah, yeah.
but at least we'll know, what's happening that whole day before, day of, day after. And then after that, we're gonna bring it to Japan.
Yeah, that would
And
be
it's
nice.
gonna go to the Peace Memorial Museum in Hiroshima.
Okay.
And so hopefully that will be a really fun event when we bring this to Japan.
Yeah, that'll be nice. Bring it full circle.
Correct.
All the
So
Toho beads going back to Japan.
I know. And Japan has really they said they'd do 1/3 of the mile. And when they measured in Tokyo, they got further than that. So
Woohoo! That's
I'm very
awesome.
excited. It really is, a big connection that we've done. And I think that we've got more than I ever thought we would get.
That's awesome. I know there's a beater on Facebook who was in Japan and got to make a link in Japan while she was visiting. Yeah.
Yay! Yeah,
Yeah,
it
she was at
really
Gallery T there. Yeah, got to make one at Gallery
nice.
T.
Yeah. It's so much fun over there. Yeah, I taught at Gallery T and you can have like 40 students
Oh, wow.
there and then they also Zoom it too to then the other people. So that
Awesome.
way it's just such a beautiful environment. It was so gorgeous and so I hope to go back and teach another class to
That's
if they
awesome.
accept my class, I'm submitting. The Japanese Beading Association has so many people, so many talented teachers,
Yes.
that why they need me to fly over from America instead of just zooming in. That's what I
Well,
keep saying.
when I was in
really don't think
China
we need that.
for work, I was giving presentations.
I think the felt is just too much space. I don't think we need it.
You don't think so?
No, ma'am.
We're thinking that it would A, keep them from going like this, and B, protect them.
Well, we need mileage and mileage and mileage. So maybe one or two in between every fourth row, but we can't do it every row. We don't have space. That takes up way too much space.
Guys, it has been wonderful, but I've got
Oh
to
my
jump
gosh.
in.
Yeah,
So,
we're at our 104.
oh,
So
hi,
time flies when you're
Teresa. I'm
beating
sorry
for
that I
peace.
didn't say hi earlier.
Oh, no,
We're
no
looking
worries.
forward to hearing from Teresa early next year, she will be coming in and talking to our group. So we're really
Yay!
excited about that. And unfortunately, I have to jet because I have a class to teach. So I love you guys, and
So
it was
exciting.
wonderful beating with you.
Yeah, thanks to everybody for joining and come to our Monday meeting if you're a member or join and become a member July 6th. Mandy, Olani, and so we're so
Oh, fun.
excited. Yay, Beads for Peace. Join us at the Mall of America, Lotus Beads and Jewelry, August 6th. Grand Connection. Yay!
Connect
Thanks,
beads connecting people.
everybody.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye. All right, I did that one.
You know, this stuff is like
It's-
dominoes.
It's like slime.
No kidding.